watching Make Me a Fan. I'm the Jag.
I'm Pete.
And we're talking about Game Changer Wrestling, GCW Slime Language, that happened this past weekend in Los Angeles or Hollywood. And we're going to tell you about the first match. Pete, tell them who's in that first match because I can't wait to get into the details. Hit them.
Well, it isn't a GCW show if it doesn't start with a scramble.
Okay. Oh, they had a special word for that.
Yes, and we don't use that on the channel.
We're trying not to.
We're trying not to. But it's definitely one of those things that these last few weeks I'm trying to condition you to seeing what good scramble matches look like, and now you saw a great one live.
I did. Let me put it to you this way. If you guys don't know, if this is your first time watching, I'm the Jag. I'm the old WWE guy, Attitude Era, DX, you name it. This is the Encyclopedia. He has watched more wrestling than anybody I've ever met in my life. He knows more than anybody else that I've ever met in my life. So
David Bixenspan fan still knows more than me. I'm sorry. So does Brian Last. There are other people, but yes, I have a wealth of knowledge.
You will be hard pressed to find someone in your general vicinity that is more knowledgeable than the Encyclopedia. I'm sure there's somebody, Cornette, somebody, I don't know, but this man is amazing. So when we talk about this, he's talking about it from a place of expertise, and I'm talking about it like a crazed guy who is experiencing life outside the WWE for the first time, which is why the show is called Make Me a Fan, because the Encyclopedia is making me a fan. So now that we got the introductions out of the way, Encyclopedia, please tell us who was in this match, because it was, as he said, freaking fantastic.
So we had Alex Zayne.
Alex Zayne.
Who, this was his last GCW match before he started today, as we're recording this in Los Angeles for New Japan.
Holy crap. I didn't know that until after GCW, but this guy's moving on up like the freaking Jefferson.
Well, so again, he was part of that money back guarantee when we were talking about Tony Deppen.
Yes.
His match from 4th of July GCW show, I guarantee you got all the eyes in the world.
Holy smoke. That guy.
It only takes one good match at GCW with Brett and these guys. Trust in them, and it only takes one match to change people's lives, because that happened and Alex instantly got booked from July on.
Nice. Yeah, that's awesome. No, the guy's amazing. So who else?
We also had Arez from Mexico. We had Eli Everfly, Jimmy freaking Lloyd.
Okay, yeah.
Young, Dumb, and Broke Jordan Oliver, and Blake Christian.
So here's the thing. They were chanting for Jimmy Lloyd. What were they chanting for Jimmy Lloyd? F him up, G? F up?
Yeah, well, there's a couple of them. There's Jimmy freaking Lloyd.
Okay.
F him up, Jimmy, F him up. And then Jimmy was a child actor. So
okay.
His gimmick, like the ring announcer will always say, you're effing with a different boy. And that's definitely one of those things to consider. I mean, Jimmy's just an amazing wrestler. He's a deathmatch wrestler by trade, but can physically get in there, but is also the king of the scrambles.
See, and it's hard to watch our language around a GCW show because the chants, the people, the energy, everything is kind of rated R, if you will.
Very much so. Some of the other good stuff, like Jordan Oliver is currently the CZW television champion.
Really? Okay, cool.
So
my man came out with a do-rag.
Yeah.
I didn't understand what was happening. Now, the Jag,
he's young, dumb, and broke.
Okay, well, as broke as do-rag equal broke? Because I don't know what he was doing. I was like, come on, man.
At some point, we'll get you up to speed on Young, Dumb, and Broke.
Well, I like the song. I know that song, Young, Dumb, and Broke. But I'm like, all right, cool. So this guy comes out of do-rag. That was crazy. But I got to say this. I got to shout out my man Eli freaking Everfly, because he had a lot of amazing spots in this match. I thought he was, I won't say he stole the show, because there were some spots that really stole the show, but he was freaking amazing. I have some clips. I got some video footage. Eli was killing it. Eli was doing great. And of course, he's a Santino Brothers guy. We are Santino Brothers guys, especially starting in January when the class actually starts. But Eli was killing it.
So Eli got his real big breakout at GCW show.
Really?
Yeah. About a year ago, there was a Joey Janela Lost to New York show. And that's really kind of the follow-on to GCW at this point had done 2 spring breaks. At this point, they're kind of catching steam with this. They're trying to figure out, how does Joey play in this? How does he do themed pay-per-views with Brett? And really, this last 2 years has been an amazing transformation for GCW.
All right.
They went from running maybe 10 shows a year to 25 or 30.
Holy
this was their 100th show.
Real? Wow.
If you count all the way back to when it was Jersey Championship Wrestling, like 10 shows.
So wait, so Eli did a show in New York?
He's done tons of shows in New York, but he broke out on the independent wrestling scene and became a known quantity through GCW.
He had a lot of great spots in this, but you know what? There was no shortage of spots in this.
Like, we'll show this picture of Alex Zayne doing this amazing 450.
Look, people, I got to stop the Encyclopedia for a second. You cannot imagine how many amazing freaking dives, flips, you name it. We're going to talk about it, and the Encyclopedia's got Pete's picks. We're going to show it to you. But these guys were flying in and out and upside down and backwards. Yeah. There was a Spanish fly off the ring apron onto the freaking floor. That was amazing. These guys were sacrificing, literally throwing their bodies everywhere, outside of the ring, onto the floor. Dude, it was insanity. I don't even know what to call some of these moves.
I think the best one was probably when Blake Christian did that top rope 720. And so the best part about this, guys, he was in the car with us. We were bringing him from the Airbnb, but he was like, hey, guys, I think I'm going to do this tonight.
Yes.
And then, so this happens, and I'm going to show you guys the pictures, and they're on the screen right now of the reaction. They're going to be second by second. You're going to see people in the background literally jumping up and screaming the expression on their face when they saw Blake do that. And then he did this finishing move where it's kind of like DJ's flying pizza slice, where he starts in a top position and like frog splashes. I mean, just does like a 270 rotate. I mean, it's insane.
It was wild. I'll put it to you like this. I was sitting on the stage and watching from the stage, and I keep seeing guys throwing themselves out of the ring. When they did that Spanish fly, I'm like, he's dead. They're dead. I thought it was a botch. I was like, somebody messed up. But no, it was intentional. These guys are intentionally putting themselves through the paces. And then, of course, we have the 720. Holy crap. I'm on the stage. I'm at least, 100 feet away. And everybody on the stage, like, jumps up like, oh, my God, what just happened? It was that kind of a holy crap moment. I mean, and those moments happened throughout the match. Eli had this great thing. I got it on tape. It was a reversal, and he kind of rolled the guy, ducks under. The guy ducks under and then just jumps out and hits. Holy dude, bodies flying. It was like drowning pool. Let the bodies hit the floor. There were bodies everywhere.
Blake pulls out the win on this one, and this is just a crazy scramble match. About 9 minutes, high intensity, high energy. This is exactly what you started GCW show out with. This is the same analogy I said. If the first match at Bar is good, it's going to be a great show.
No, this sucked me in from the jump.
Absolutely. So,
look, I'll put it to you like this, America. If you have not watched these guys, Blake Christian, he's from what, Tennessee? First show in California, he freaking kills it. Alex Zayne, the sauce, the guy, the Taco Bell guy, body by Taco Bell. This guy's freaking amazing. He looked great. He even kicked butt later at Suburban Fights. He took a bump at Suburban Fights that made my butthole pucker. I was just like, oh, God. I don't know what to do. You got Jimmy Lloyd, who I don't know much about this guy, but he brought it, and the crowd loved this guy. They were behind him.
He's a GCW standout.
110% they were behind him. And, of course, the guy's a deathmatch guy, which we'll talk about deathmatches more in a minute. You got Eli, of course, SoCal, Santino Brothers guy. I don't know much about Arez. Tell me about Arez.
So he's King of Strange style. We'll show some pictures. He's got a hand on his eye. He's a really, really great Mexican wrestler that's traveled both Japan, Mexico, and the States.
Sweet. Did we miss anybody?
No, that's everybody. But dude, man, Blake Christian killed it. Guys, check out this match. This is a hot one.
I will say it like this. Each and every one of these people in this match are going places. Not just my man who went to New Japan. Everybody here put their bodies on the line. They were kicking butt. They were taking names. And they had amazing moves. Like, if you were not sucked in by this match, then you just don't like wrestling.
Yeah, as you say, there's everything. There's the chills, the spills, and the thrills.
Yes.
And when you get all three of those or all four of those in combination, man, that's everything you need for a great event.
And even if you're a hater, if you're like a Jim Ross or a Jim Cornette, where you're like, oh, there's too much flipping, there's too much diving, which I agree on AEW, there's too much flipping and diving. They had some really good power moves in this match, too. There were some really good drivers and a lot of mat wrestling.
Technical.
Yes, there's a lot of mat wrestling, a lot of reversals, a lot of really good stuff. So these guys impressed the hell out of me. Everybody in this match, you definitely made the Jag a fan.
Cool. Right. Well, guys, you can follow us on social media at Make Me a Fan 316 on Twitter.
Absolutely. Make Me a Fan 316 on Instagram.
And Make Me a Fan 316 on Facebook.
So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and make sure you ring that freaking bell so you get notified about tomorrow's match, because we're talking about what's next?
I think we've got...
I forgot.
Yeah, Manser.
Oh, snap. Holy crap.
Manser versus Matthew Justice.
See, I can't even, my heart just kind of flooded a little bit because there was some serious business in this match. So come back tomorrow because we're going to talk about Manser versus Matthew Justice. This is crazy. Make Me a Fan.